on the phone. Repeater,
One,
with
two,
or
three,
without
check,
traffic,
one,
call
two.
now. How about the Mansfield repeater? Anybody might be listening on the 443.075 repeater. If it's up, like to check into the net, call now. Now it's pretty quiet. Stations on either the three Berlin Heights repeaters, 146.805, the UHF 442.675, or the 6 meter 53.29 repeaters, call now.
Orange F, November 8, Queen Yankee, Jim, Florence Township.
Right here. Whiskey, 8, Hotel Romeo, no traffic.
November 8, X-Ray Lima, Quebec, Lenny, Huron City, no traffic. Double crossband repeat up and live on YouTube.
All right. Good morning, Jim, at 8QQI. Nice to hear you, Joe. Nice signal from Florence Township. WW8H Mobile. Good morning, Gary. Nice signal. Good to hear you this morning. Excuse me. Then 8XLQ. Good morning, Lenny. Sounded good on the double crossband repeat. And Lenny Brown is live on YouTube on the net here this morning. So if you want to take a chance and take a look at your signal or listen to your signal there, you can do that. Just go to Lenny's YouTube page there, and you'll find the radio equipment with all the displays there in the screen. So check it out. And if you got any questions about it, holler at us here, and we'll see if we can give you some answers. Anybody else on either of the three Berlin Heights repeaters, call out.
W8QU, Whiskey Hotel 2 Uniform, John, west of Oberlin, no traffic. November 8, Foxtrot, Mike and Juliet, Tom in Erie County, good morning.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Oscar X-Ray, Scott, and Vermilion Township. All right, thanks, sir. Good morning, John. Whiskey Hotel 2 Uniform. I think it's west of Oberlin. Good to hear you this morning, John. Nice signal. Good morning, Tom.
Nicely done, Jerry.
Kilo Bravo 8, Mike Victor Tango, in Oberlin.
think we got everybody. I might have missed one. Hi, Jerry. Kilo Echo 8 Tango Sierra sounds pretty quiet. Let's check with Dan and see if he's ready to go with our weather forecast. I think he was going to have maybe have a senior Dayton Hamfest forecast for us for, I don't know, maybe Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And maybe some nice ISS and Dion got past. Let's see if Dan's there. We see TBU Dan. If you're ready to go, I'll turn it over to you.
Jeff, I am ready to go. Perfect timing like usual. Hey, you had mentioned earlier some things for helping people check in. And I know that's a problem when you get a lot of guys on that. Everybody's crashing all the time and this and that. But you know, I kind of developed a technique, and kind of listening to you sometimes, the way you check in sometimes, Jeff. And I found out that it really works for me. And if you recall, it worked very well this morning again, too. And what I do is I start out and I'll say, "Good morning, Jeff." Okay, just enough to see if somebody's in there. And if nobody is in there, continue with my check-in. Well, this morning I said that. Jeff, you probably heard me. Others probably did too. And there was somebody in there. So I held off until they were done. And then I came back in and made sure the air was clear and everybody knew I was going to be checking in. So that works out real well for me. So there's all kinds of things you can do there. And you know, something else I've noticed, being a ham for a few years now, is I don't know why, but you know what? There is no extra points for how fast you can say your call sign. I've never seen anything on that. So everybody needs to slow down just a little bit. Okay, enough of that. Okay, forecast for Bascom today. Sunny, high of 59. Tonight, clear and patchy. Frost. Yes, frost. Low of 36. Thursday, patchy frost, then sunny, high of 71. Thursday night, partly cloudy, low of 52. Friday, partly sunny, chance of showers. Friday night, showers likely. The high Friday was 79. I let that off. Friday night, at 9:23 p.m. Exits at 9:29. From the west to the northeast. Elevation 26 degrees. Magnitude negative 1.1. Pass number 3. Saturday, May 20. Enters at 9:23. These are all PMs.
down in Dayton years ago. It was the 90s. It was in April then, and it actually snowed. So look at the bright side. In fact, out in the flea market, they were advertising heated tents to get you to come in and shop their table. So that's all I wanted to say. Back to you, Jeff. Thank you. Hey, good comment, Rick. You know, I was talking to a good friend of mine who's a ham the other day, and he told me that same thing. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe that's the same year and the same date you guys were there. He mentioned snow, and again, it was back when they had it back apparently in April before they moved it towards that now, a little later in the year. So yeah, isn't that crazy? You don't know what kind of weather you're gonna get in Ohio in April. Anyway, thanks for sharing. Good story. Mr. Ron, KEPX, Ron, I have you back with no traffic. Thanks for taking care of that for us this morning. QSL, no problem. Enjoy the project. Keep around pretty busy there sometimes with traffic. And we do appreciate Ron's help with that. My business one, I didn't get to comment on Dan's first comment about a method that he uses when he checks into the net. And yeah, you know, there are various methods like that. Dan mentioned about just making a quick check-in just by saying this is, and then unkeying and listening. And so those are methods, and they help, but it's impossible to completely eliminate it. Just, you can't do it, at least not on a simplex radio channel, even though the repeaters are full duplex. We operate in simplex mode. Anyway, very interesting. And again, I always, anybody that was ever in packet radio that ever studied the way that packet radios eliminate collisions, just like we're trying to eliminate collisions, you know, they had to write software, create algorithms and write software that would try to cut that down also so that the throughput would be better. And it's so interesting because it, you know, it follows just the way we try to do things. It's kind of interesting if you never looked at it. But good method. One of a few different ways of trying to cut down on crashing with somebody when you check in. And appreciate that, Dan. Okay.
Comment in at KQY.
Check with Bob. But before we do, are there any other stations that would like a signal report? Anyone else that would like to check in with or without traffic called out?
Comment, Jeff, in at KQY.
Good morning, Jeff. Alpha to Charlie 8, Sierra Bravo. No traffic. All right. Good morning, Scott. Alpha Charlie 8, Sierra Bravo. Got you, Scott. Nice signal. And Jiminy QQY, you got a comment. Go ahead.
I just wanted to echo Dan's remark about guys giving their call signs real fast. I might be a little bit do that once in a while myself, but I try to copy CW once in a while. I real forward that. Find somebody I can kind of copy and struggle along with it. And when it gets down to where it's DE, I got that. And he gives us his call and he runs his call 50, 60 words a minute. That aggravates me. Go ahead.
Hey, that's a pretty good one, Jim. You know, I not noticed that, although I'm sure it happens at CW too, right? Good comment. And yeah, so as far as when we check in, I don't know what that is. It's kind of like human nature, you know. You just feel hurried. I do too. A lot of times when I check into that, you get that hurried feeling, and it just doesn't help when you talk fast because then the net control operator has a lot of difficulty not only dealing with collisions, but now he's having mentioned that Kenwood would be down there. We double-checked and sure enough, they're confirmed to be there as well this year. So Kenwood will be nice to see them down there. While you're at it, anybody familiar with Futronics? Up in Fremont, Ohio, not too far from us here in Tiffin. Mike Bruce is going to be down there with a booth here for Futronics. So check those guys out. And for shortwave listeners, man, Ted Randall, he does a Ted Randall QSO show on WRMI Legends, is going to have a booth down there. So if you get a chance, stop 5 more items on here. Uniden Bravo Charlie 780 HLT trunking scanner, $150. Electronics 2500 dry dummy load, $200. Victor Charlie 3165 high resolution counter, $150. Viz Whiskey Victor 120B. It's a power line monitor, $20. A WaveTech model 116 voltage controller generator, $100. And a Yaesu FT1DR dual band HT, $199. Again, if you're interested, you can contact Ron at 419-345-6382. Now he's got one item here. This is kind of interesting. They have a GRC, that's Golf Romeo Charlie -109, Special Forces CIA clandestine radio set. It includes the receiver, the transmitter, and the power supply. In capital letters, he says, look these up. These are Vietnam War era spy radios and were dropped into Cambodia and other places with Special Forces CIA teams. It says these were all checked and were in working order, but not guaranteed. He's asking $500 for those. And just to be fair, we got two or three other listings here real quick. I'm going to go fast. Gentleman's got sounds pretty quiet. Um, Wanted to mention and talked about this last week, maybe even a couple weeks ago. For those of you that work the 60-meter band, it's probably important, probably to you, really it's important to all amateur radio operators. There is a 60-day, well, we have, I guess, purposely 60 days to comment on the FCC's notice for proposed rulemaking for the 60-meter band. of terms used in our hobby, such as sunspots, coronal mass ejections, K-index, solar flux, etc. But what do they mean, and how can we better understand them? So these concepts are presented in an interesting format with the goal of helping us better understand their role. The presentation is a non-technical aid in understanding more advanced presentations. With Cycle 25 upon us, this background will help to answer many of our questions about understanding the effects of the sun on radio propagation. Ron Wilcox, KF7, Zulu November, will be the presenter. And he says, come with your questions and interest in this topic is one that many have asked for. So you can learn, all the stuff we talk about with regard to the solar activity on the sun. Friday, May 19th, beginning at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, they're going to have a Zoom meeting. And if you go to QRZ's webpage and look under Amateur Radio News, you will find the article titled A Visit to the Sun and the Ionosphere. And there you will find the meeting ID number, the phone meeting ID number, and the passcode, and the dial-up phone number for the Zoom meeting. And you might learn something. It sounds really, really informative. So, again, if you're around this Friday night, 7:30 p.m., get all the info at the QRZ webpage there on this nice Zoom meeting on all the stuff about a visit to the sun and the ionosphere. WBREI, this is the North Central Ohio Information and Traffic Net. Also wanted to real quick here mention another piece of information. We can pull it up here. I don't have it readily available, but it looks like they're working on, there's an effort to continue working on making a change. I think that they were introducing a bill to make the change from baud rate to bandwidth for HF digital information, and that's going to be really beneficial for us if we can get that passed. If you go to the ARRL's website there, I'm sure you can look that up and find out more about it. It's a big plus for us, and we got some Congress people that are really pulling for us to get that change. And so they've introduced another bill to try to make that happen. Again, that's a change from the baud rate on HF radio to bandwidth. And in doing that, we could use our newer technologies to get better, higher speeds and better throughput, all that kind of stuff. Right, yeah, we're moving through this pretty fast. All right, this is WB8REI, the North Central Ohio Information Traffic Net. Let's take a look at our heat kit DX60. Anyone has their heat kit block diagram and schematic handy? All right, I finally got mine out in front of me here. What we do here, for anybody that isn't already aware, what we're trying I know last week we talked a little bit about the oscillator, the crystal oscillator, and Ron had mentioned a friend of his that had a Helicrafter's VFO that he used to control the frequency of his heat kit DX60. So I did a little hunting around, and Bob pointed out to us last week right where the VFO, external VFO input is, the very far left at the top there. You can see the schematic diagram symbol for the connector for the VFO input. I was looking at another connector, which is labeled, I think, accessory socket connector. And of course, that accessory socket connector is just for a heat kit, or you would mainly use it for the heat kit. I think it's the HG10 external VFO. And so that accessory socket provided filament voltage and D plus, and a relay voltage, and some bias voltage. And then, as Bob pointed out, you would have came out of the heat kit HG10 into the external VFO input. But I got to looking, and I seen as a matter of fact, I had it here in front of me, if I can find it, a schematic of the Helicrafters via external VFO. I don't know if this is the one that maybe your friend might have been using, you may or may not even know, Ron, but the schematic I have, this is an old Helicrafters HA-5. HA-5 is the VFO. And I got to looking at it and reading a little bit about it, and it's interesting how it works. And it mentions there, it's got a variable frequency oscillator, obviously, in it that varies about 5 megahertz, and then it's got another crystal selectable like band switch in the VFO, depending on what band you're going to operate on. But what was interesting in the Helicrafters VFO was it said that it operates on the fundamental 80 meter and the fundamental 40 meter frequencies of the VFO. But when you want to operate on 20, 15, and 10 meters, the external piece of equipment has to multiply the VFO frequency. So in other words, if you're going to work the 40 meter band, your external transmitter would have to provide doubling my